Welcome back to Fuel Your Confidence. I'm Jordana Borenstein, and today we're going to hit the moment in the story where embarrassment turns into clarity, because episode 1 was all about the disaster, episode 2 was the aftermath, and episode 3 is all about the breakthrough. This is the part of the story where everything finally made sense. Not on stage, but afterwards. In the quiet, in the recovery, in the reflection, in the oh my gosh, how did I miss those moments? Let's go. So after 3 days of hiding in my muffin bunker, getting roasted at the buffet and being publicly identified as the terrible one, something finally clicked. And not in the moment itself, because humiliation isn't very educational or kind to you when you're actually living it. But after, when my nervous system finally had a chance to recover, that's when the real lesson hit me. I failed in this experience because I wasn't actually seeing the audience. I wasn't reading the room. I wasn't noticing the cues and adapting to them. I wasn't changing my approach based on what I saw in front of me. I walked in with my agenda and my jokes that I'd written and tried to force this on a room that was literally saying loudly but very silently, this is not for us at all. And I didn't see it. And not because the signals weren't there, but because I wasn't trained to look for them at that point. And when I say trained, I mean based on experience that I had or didn't have up until that point. And this was the moment I realized something massive. Perception is critical. It is the foundational element in all communication, connection, and of course, influence. And the signals that I did miss, they were screaming at me, loudly but quietly. The body language, arms were crossed, bodies were angled away from me, feet were pointing towards the exit, like they were trying to escape the force that was in the room. There was a woman in the front row who physically turned her body away from me mid-joke, and I kept going as if nothing happened. So back then I saw it, but I didn't see it. Do you know what I mean? Now, what I see in front of me, what I read is the loudest cue in the world. I pivot, I adapt, I change. I will change an entire plan if I see that it's not the right fit for whoever's in the room. There was also the eyes. On that cruise ship, they were glazed. They were confused. People checked their watches. No one was with me because I wasn't actually with them. And then, of course, the energy. There's a silence that is super engaged and anticipatory and full of vibrancy. And then there's a silence that is so loud and so deafening and so painful that it makes you just want to disappear, and it sucks all of the joy and oxygen out of the room. That's what that silence felt like at that time. And I didn't know the difference yet. I felt the dead air, but I pushed through it anyway. And I've learned, I have sadly experienced that when you bulldoze through dead air, it doesn't lead anywhere exciting, inspiring. How do you even finish that sentence? Then there was the audience mismatch, which still actually makes me laugh, because my entire set was about social media jokes at that point, Facebook and Twitter. I had millennial jokes about being a millennial in the workplace. I had jokes about the generational differences between boomers and Xers and millennials. The Zs weren't even on the radar then. And the average age of the audience on the cruise ship was 70 to 80. So not only did they not use social media, some of them didn't even know what it was. I can categorically say I was delivering the wrong content to the wrong crowd at the wrong time. Whew, what a trifecta. And I didn't adjust, not even once. And nor did I pivot. Now I would tweak, adjust, change, run in the opposite direction. So that cruise ship didn't just make me shell-shocked and bruise my ego, but it actually rewired my entire approach to speaking. It taught me that connection is not created by what you say. It's created by what you see and the experience that happens, not just from the spoken word, but so much from the unspoken connection. Because if you aren't noticing what's happening right in front of you in real time, it's like you're performing with a blindfold over your eyes. And this critical part of reading the room is foundational in every single thing that I do now. Keynotes, MC work, training, comedy, mentalism, magic, all forms of communication and coaching. Because once you learn to read rooms, everything changes. You speak differently, you respond differently, you land your message differently, you lead differently for sure. And above all, you stop talking at people and you start creating truly meaningful moments with them. That cruise ship experience was the most painful classroom I have ever been in, but it gave me the skill that literally shaped my entire career, which is perception. As I said, foundational element in all forms of communication and presenting. The good news for you is that you don't need to bomb on a cruise ship to learn this. You can actually start right now. Here are some of the questions that I naturally ask myself every time I walk into a brand new room with a brand new audience. What's the energy like right now? How would I describe it? Where are their bodies facing? Are they towards me? Are they away? Are they sideways? Are they towards the exit? That is not a good sign. What are their eyes doing? Are they lit up? Are they glazed? Are they thinking? Do they look bored? Do they look engaged? Is the room feeling relaxed? Is it feeling anxious? Are they ready for more content? Do they need a break? Do we need to move? Do I need to speed up or slow down or shift my tone or change direction? I'm scanning for so many cues that don't come and won't come directly from them. They come from seeing the room. What's the vibe? What do they need? And how can I deliver and create the best experience possible for what they need right now where they are? And when you start reading what's real and what's in front of you, your communication becomes so powerful. This entire experience, the signals, the lessons, the whole cruise ship experience became the massive driving story in chapter 1 of the little book of influence, because influence does not begin with speaking. It begins with seeing. And next week, we're going to move into the moment where it all came together. My breakthrough set in New York City, and the night I finally understood what connection really feels like on stage. This is where the story starts to get so good. If you want to go deeper and learn more about my lessons and my journeys, you can grab the Little Book of Influence, available in ebook or paperback. The links are in the show notes below. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week.